Zaya gathered more language. She was able to tell us about her identity. She was able to tell us about her sexuality. She was able to tell us, I'm trans. And she says, I've come out a few.
All right, so let me ask that you think about this. People have been discussing about Dwayne and Gabrielle's divorce ever since the reports about it began to spread online. If the situations were reversed, do you think Gabrielle Union would ever allow her own child to transition at 12? She is reported to have played a significant role in pressuring Dwyane Wade's daughter Zaya to undergo a gender transition for a number of reasons. It's incredible that there are reports of Gabe and Dwayne breaking up, and as usual, I'll be breaking down all the juicy details. As mentioned earlier, Zaya has been the subject of a lot of discussion ever since rumors about Gabrielle and Dwayne's breakup started to spread. You might be surprised to learn that Gabrielle may have had a big impact on Zaya's decision to transition. According to Dwayne, Zaya knew she wanted to be a girl when she was about 3 years old. Sure, I know it's ludicrous to believe that a young child could definitively declare they desire to be someone else's gender. But you know who was the one that supported Zaya the most when she announced that she was going to transition? Sure thing, Gabrielle Union. Like Dwayne, Gabrielle kept Zaya away from her birth mother, Siohvaughn Funches Wade, and disregarded her advice. Therefore, it's safe to say that the internet contributed to Zaya's migration. Remember how Dwayne was pressuring Zaya's real mother to adopt the new name and gender in order to capitalize on the financial opportunities their child was given? After turning 18, the child should, according to her, determine if she really wants to formally alter her name and gender. This is precisely what was stated in the petition. Word for word, he told me that a significant amount of money had already been made and that more money will be made regarding our child's name and gender issue. Siohvaughn said, due to Dwayne's well-known status as a professional athlete, their children's lives have been widely exposed. Dwayne has been mentioned in media articles and on national television programs about their child's gender identity and name change. Zaya's biological mother voiced concerns about their young child being marketed and feared the uncontrollable consequences of media exposure, such as cyberbullying, comments, or pictures of their child being taken out of context, and an unwanted spotlight on Zaya. I think these are pretty convincing arguments. While none of us are surprised by Siohvaughn's attempt to fight my child's identity and her unwavering attempt to drag my name through the mud, Dwayne responded in a statement that said as much. I'm very disappointed that she continuously finds ways to center herself and her needs without regard for her children. Furthermore, he asserted that Zaya's mother was an absentee parent and had no influence over anything in her daughter's life. Siohvaughn has made the independent decision to essentially be Zaya's absentee parent, the speaker said. I'm not going to let her minimize my dedication to my family this time around. The high road is devoid of real estate. Before Dwayne made his speech, Gabrielle was clearly contacted, and she firmly agreed with him. Besides, if Gabrielle had truly valued Siohvaughn's perspective, she would have expressed her wish for Zaya to wait to make that choice until she was 18. But Gabe was all over the place, endorsing Zaya's decision and casting suspicion on her birth mother. It's possible that Zaya started to think Gabrielle loved her more than her biological mother, since Gabe was reassuring her that it was okay to make the choice at any age and openly endorsing it. Her birth mother had meant for her to choose when she turned 18. Gabrielle publicly called Boozy out and even assaulted him when he said something about why they shouldn't have let Zaya to alter her gender at such a young age. This demonstrates her willingness to interact with people in public who have opinions regarding the changeover. To put it mildly, a lot of people have never felt at ease with Gabrielle showing off Zaya's transition and voicing her pride in her, all the while blaming other individuals for not disclosing who they are, as if that were a bad thing. I can get their perspective, as youngsters aren't permitted to vote or use alcohol until they reach a particular age. Therefore, how can it be reasonable to grant a child the ability to make a decision of this kind? For a time now, people have assumed, and Gabrielle knows this, that Dwayne is having his dreams through Zaya. He was, after all, the same guy who said he had done a lot of girly things when he was younger. But please don't misinterpret me. I can see why guys might occasionally mistreat girls' possessions if they grew up in a home with lots of women, but what bothers people is Dwayne's alleged attempt to fulfill his aspirations by using Zaya. It's one thing to support your spouse, but to openly and publicly support the child's transition when you know full well that her original mother doesn't agree. For instance, Gabrielle has made the insulting claim that she has never felt closer to anyone in her life than she does to Zaya in a number of interviews. As a result of seeing remarks like they're both bad, fans surely believe that Gabrielle forced Zaya to transfer. What they did to that little youngster without his mother's consent was inconsiderate and cruel. I never witnessed love in their relationship, only foolishness, clowning, and fake affection for the cameras. Ever since watching Gabrielle on 10 Things I Hate About You, I've never been a fan. Something about her spirit troubled me. She is a known and accepted bully. She hasn't changed. Her spirit continues to give me anxiety. Another individual said, "I wish they would have prolonged the surgery for his transgender daughter. 10 or 12 years old is too young to make such a serious choice." Although I think it's okay that she feels more like a female than a guy, rehabilitation for the physical changes takes time. It's not always a good idea to act simply because you can afford to. She was much too young. In my opinion, Gabby's support of Zaya is not being condemned. It seems that they are taking issue with how obviously self-serving the support is. It's not as though, unlike other well-known individuals with transgender children, they get magazine covers, honors, prizes, TV spots, gigs, endorsements, or accolades. It seems that Dwayne and Gabby took advantage of Zaya in order to acquire power. Many think Gabby was the one who had Zaya embrace the way of life and philosophy so Dwayne could become famous, support her, and get brownie points. But do you think Gabrielle was able to convince Dwayne to give Zaya's birth mother some space? Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to like and comment. Also subscribe our channel for more videos.